In a remote farm lives a horrible ogre. With a machete in his hand, he hunts and kills people who pass by. His methods are so cruel that if he catches them, they will only end up dead. The more fearful the prey is, the more excited the ogre is. In the past 5 years, 4,000 people have been killed. The story begins 30 years ago. The ogre was born into a bizarre family. The father and mother were inbred. They gave birth to a deformed child named Charlie. Their favorite food is human flesh. The captured tourist was tied to a bed and allowed his son to sit and play on the edge of the bed. He watched the woman's painful struggle and actually felt a strange excitement. Soon the woman became their dinner. After the meal, Charlie cleaned up the blood on the floor. The parents were drinking wine and chatting happily. Life was very pleasant. Suddenly there was a noise from outside and they pushed the door open to see. Outside were all the townspeople with guns. They wanted to get rid of the family. The woman was very angry and went up to them and said, "Tell them to get out of here or they will kill everyone." Suddenly, the townspeople shot and killed her husband. The woman rushed into the house and ran for her life with her son. She told the boy not to come out no matter what happened. She went to attract the attention of the villagers. They tortured the woman, but never found out where the child was. Charlie hid in a corner and watched his mother being beaten to death. From that moment on, his heart was filled with hatred. He decided to kill all the people who came here. Time comes 30 years later. Four young men are looking for excitement and are about to go camping in the countryside. They came to a tavern, from where they overheard that there was a farm nearby. None of the tourists who went there came out alive. Not only did they not feel afraid, but they also wanted to explore the farm. One of the older men tried to discourage them from going. They did not appreciate, but also, and the uncle argued. Then they walked in the direction of the farm. Suddenly, there was an iron gate in front of them, and the car could not drive forward. They could only continue on foot. Soon they found the legendary Charlie's farm. The house in front of them is known as the Ancient Mansion. If you stay in it for one night, you will die immediately the next day. The four of them did not believe the legend and broke into the house. The room was already in a state of disrepair. There was even a 10-meter-long snakeskin on the table. They didn't notice the danger and were still in the joy of exploring. Natasha picked up the rag doll on the floor and put it directly into the bag. They were surprised to find that there were many other decaying dolls in the room. They didn't care about them. The four of them were talking and laughing inside, and leaving writing on the walls. By late at night, everyone was asleep. Suddenly a scary dark figure appeared outside the door. Natasha opened her eyes and thought she was dreaming and went back to sleep. But the next day, the rag doll in her bag was gone. She now suspected that last night was not a dream, the black shadow was real. But no one believed what she said. Just then 2 more tourists came outside. They also came here for camping. Soon they all mingled and shared a delicious lunch together. After eating, they decided to go for a walk outside. In order to have fun, they decided to split up. Take their girlfriends to enjoy the world for 2. Tony and Natasha went to the river. In search of excitement, he decided to teach Natasha how to swim. Tony first came to the river and felt that the water temperature was not bad, so he called Natasha also down. On the other hand, the 2 of them found a tin room and wanted to have a happy time inside. The women found the door next to them unlocked, and they curiously went in. It was full of eeriness, and there was a bed that someone had slept in. Apparently it was occupied, and they were ready to tell the others about it. The man was killed with an axe just as he reached the door. The woman screamed and closed the door behind her and found a place to hide. But the ogre's strength was so great that the door was smashed open. Looking around the room for the woman, finally the woman could not hold back the sound. The ogre pulled her out and knocked her unconscious. More horrible things are yet to come. This ogre was so heartless. He put the unconscious woman on the ground and put her head on the wheels of the tractor. What was he trying to do? He went to the back of the tractor and pushed the tractor with all his might. The wheels of the tractor pressed directly on the woman's head. The pain was so intense that she came out of her stupor, but it was too late. The ogre gets up on the truck and crushes the woman's head. At that moment, Avery and John came to another house. John was very curious and pushed the door directly into the house. Avery felt scared and waited outside. On the other hand, Tony and Natasha were still playing in the water. Suddenly the ogre appeared behind them, staring at them with a deadly stare. Tony was very angry and went up to argue with him. The next second, he was directly cut to death. Natasha was stunned by the scene in front of her and ran for her life. The ogre was chasing after her. Although Natasha had won the marathon championship, but in the end, she could not outrun the ogre. The ogre grabbed her and Natasha was instantly lifted into the air and then fell heavily to the ground. No matter how much Natasha begged for mercy, it was useless. The ogre would not let go of his prey. Natasha was beaten to death alive, and now only the last 2 were left. She waited outside for a long time, but John did not come out. She plucked up the courage to go inside and called out loudly to John. He was hiding under the table and didn't dare to make a sound. He told Avery not to talk. There was a very scary ogre here, but she didn't listen and made a loud noise. The ogre quickly locked onto them. When he saw that things were not going well, he tried to escape but found the door was locked. Suddenly an older man walked in. He is John's brother. The brother did not come home for a few days. The brother found the place according to the clues. He is the town's famous boxing champion, but he saw the ogre with a knife but felt afraid. In order to be fair, he convinced the ogre to put down his weapon. Both sides started a physical fight, but in the end he was killed alive by the ogre. John was not able to escape his fate. Avery saw this and ran for his life. Halfway there, he met a hunter who killed the ogre's father. He didn't even make it 10 meters before the ogre caught up with him. The hunter was killed with an axe. Avery immediately picked up the ground shotgun and shot at the ogre. The ogre instantly fell to the ground. Avery kicked it and thought the ogre was dead, so he didn't keep shooting. Turned around to drive away. When she got to the car, she found the keys in the car. She reached for them. But in the next second, the ogre was still alive and shot Avery dead. In the end, everyone was killed. The name of the movie is Charlie's Farm. If you like my video, please click subscribe. Thanks.